Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Really Dicey. This is Manny, and I'm here with RJ. And today we're going to talk about Secret Societies, a 7C source book from Chaosium. It's a little over 200 pages. And just to let you know, first things first, this book is not a book that's going to give you extra equipment, rule mechanics, nothing like that. But what this book offers is potential story arcs and settings for game masters and their players. There are some fantastic NPCs in this book, but no stats for them. This book gives you a great deal of information about the 9 secret societies that are not only important to the 7C world or Dia, as the world is known by. And when I say information, it gives you so much: objectives, history, modus operandi, codes, how to join, how to quit, who your enemies are, and where the guild stands right now in the world. There's 9 secret societies that you're going to read about in this book: Brotherhood of the Coast, the Kreuzritter, which is the Crusaders, translate from German, the Explorers Guild, the Invisible College, the Rose and the Cross, Los Vagabundos, Mociutes Skara, the Rilasciare, and Novus Ordo Mundi.
Thank you for suffering through those pronunciations. Yeah, so this is the first book that is being published by Chaosium for 7C's second edition. John Wick joined Chaosium in 2019, and he's the creative director and principal author for 7C second edition and some other games for Chaosium now. And Chaosium is also helping to fulfill some of the 7C second edition Kickstarter and the Kitai Kickstarter rewards as well. This is the first look that we're getting at in-depth Secret Society content for 7C's second edition. We have first edition texts on 7C's Secret Societies, so I'm sort of expecting to see in this book that was some translating over, but it's not quite what happened in this book.
To let our viewers know, there's a lot of secret stuff in this book, and we don't want to spoil it, but what we're going to do instead is just kind of briefly talk about each guild and what they are, and why you should be excited about this book. Brotherhood of the Coast. If you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, do you love it? So if you watch the movies, they'll constantly talk about the Pirates Code, and this is pretty much 7C's version of that.
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting much on Brotherhood of the Coast because we have a lot of information already in the Pirate Nations supplement, which covers some Brotherhood of the Coast, Aragosta. However, we do get in here the origin of the society, its secret purpose, which is separate from its stated purpose, who's in charge of the society, the secret communications they use, and some of their current challenges and customs around oaths and the black spot. So that's really what's being added for Brotherhood of the Coast in this book. Yeah, so the origin story of the Kreuzritter is given in the core rulebook, and it's kind of a sad one. But what's interesting that's being added in this book is you get the oath, the 3 pillars of belief, the dynamic between this guild or the secret society and the Inquisition, because they were related in some way in their history, and also how the Kreuzritter classifies monsters and how they treat each kind, how they regard them. And then, of course, the attitude of this secret society towards each type of sorcery, which is great for building some tension between players or between characters in the story that you're telling. And then finally, you get the Kreuzritter's darkest secrets that may not be known to all members of the secret society.
Yeah, I like this guild a lot. It sort of reminds me of Castlevania, and Van Helsing. If you want something of that nature in this game, that's what this guild offers to you. The Explorers Guild, 2 words: Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're interested of treasure-seeking adventures, or perhaps, depending on your perspective, a thieves guild, this is what they offer. Again, same thing. They offer a ton of information about what the guild does and how to incorporate it into your game.
Yeah, the Explorer Society has always been sort of a fairly easy trope to understand. It is basically the Indiana Jones um, the librarian, or that sort of treasure artifact seeking society. Um, but this supplement gives it a little bit more depth. You get the ranks of the agents and the benefits of each rank and the favor costs to attain each rank. So there's not a lot of rules in this book, but there's a little bit here for Explorer Society. You get the 3 branches of Explorer Society membership, which are explorers, scholars, and curators, and what they do, and at each various rank. And also their interaction with Kreuzritter and the Inquisition and Novus Ordo Mundi.
The Invisible College, a guild that's purpose is to protect science. I found that very fascinating. It's a group that helps protect science from religious extremists, corrupt nobility.
Yeah, Invisible College is interesting because it works from within inside the Vaticine, right? And it's trying to preserve the science aspect of the faith against the religious extremism side, anti-science side of that organization. So it's operating within the house, right? In this book, you get operational security, which is very important for this secret society. The 3 ranks: apprentices, fellows, and masters, what they do, etc. Mentors, and what its ultimate goal is, which is quite philosophical. So you get their pillars, sort of belief, and then their ultimate goal.
The Rose and the Cross. I like this a lot. Did you get the same feel that this was like the Three Musketeers or similar knights tropes in this guild?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this is the guild that or the secret society you would join. It's not actually a secret society, right? It's more of just a society that you join if you want to be a knight, which is covered in the core rulebook. It's a fun one to interact with. It's fairly straightforward. And what's added in this supplement is the Knight's Creed, several ranks of knight, which are Initiate, Poor Knight, Wandering Knight, Adept Knight, Master Knight, Second Knight, and First Knight. So you have some sort of progression that you can dangle in front of your players or for other characters to be certain ranks when you encounter them. You get their vow of service, if that's important to your story, you want to include that. And then you also get an interesting ritual called the Ritual of the Black Stone, which is basically the idea is that murder is forbidden in this secret society. But sometimes the order determines that it has to be done and there's no other choice. So the knights would all gather in a chapel and they'd all each draw a stone from a bowl in their closed hand and keep their hand closed, each go back to their own rooms and then open their hands and see which stone they got. And if it's white, then they weren't chosen to do this. But if it's the black stone, then fate has chosen them to commit this act of murder. And then there's some after effects as well, which is just great story flavor. Immediately you're drawn into like this drama, right? And this is just an example of the sorts of things that are being given for each of these societies.
I'm excited about this next one because I'm actually trying to make a story dealing with, well, I'm a fan of the Scarlet Pimpernel, and I was thinking about trying to make something like that with a little bit of Zorro, and the guild, Los Vagabundos, is perfect because it actually has everything I need to actually create the setting. Because before I wasn't sure how to do it without, I don't want it to disrupt the setting of the game, but this allows me to do so. What do you think?
Yeah, Los Vagabundos is sort of a fun Zorro, like I think of Zorro, but much more serious than Zorro. You get in this book, you get 4 ranks. You get the semillas, the brotes, hojas, and espinas, which are the seeds, buds, leaves, and thorns. And also you get this secret communication style that they use, the flower language, the language of flowers, which is given in a little bit of detail, which is great for adding some mood and also some secrecy. And also you get the truth about the masks, what the masks do, how many masks are there, how do people get these masks and use them? Because that's one of the biggest secrets of this secret society. Mociutes Skara.
Yeah, very interesting. It's a neutral organization. I think of the Red Cross when I was reading this.
Yeah.
The idea of a group of people that they're trying to protect anyone, good or bad, any civilization, any group of people from from natural disasters, fires, or similar events.
Yeah, this is sort of a charitable NGO in today's world, right? A Red Cross, Red Crescent, or the Doctors Without Borders, or something like that, right? Mociutes Skara, the section on Mociutes Skara has de-escalation strategies. Okay, these are the strategies that members are taught for de-escalating tension, which is really interesting to see in a role-playing game book, right? And also their triage system, the triage color system, because they're triaging people who need help. And they introduced two internal groups within the society, Novus Weavers and the Thread. The Thread is sort of the ones that keep the lines of communication open between all of the different cells. And where do they operate in each nation? So that, what cities are they in? What are they doing in each one? And what sort of groups are there?
The Rilasciare. I immediately thought of V for Vendetta. It's a great guild where you could play really good political intrigue. If you ever wanted to dismantle a government, to work within and create anarchy, this may be the guild for you.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that the Rilasciare is John Wick's favorite, or one of his favorites, because he puts a little extra detail in for this secret society in the core rulebook and in here as well. In here, we get the organization of their cells, 5 of the factions that are inside of it, and how nobility actually supports this organization as well, even though it's pretty anti-nobility or anti-class. It also explains what they're attempting to do in each nation, and then some codes, some words and phrases or drawn symbols and what they mean within the secret society. And then finally, we get a little bit more about the coat code, which is given originally in the core rulebook, just that the phrase and counter, the call and response code for identifying another member of the secret society.
Now, the most interesting one, and don't laugh, RJ, this is actually my personal favorite guild, the Novus Ordo Mundi, which I'm very surprised they added in here, but I'm not too surprised at the same time, because what's a book about guilds and secret societies without an assassin's guild? But it's very interesting. It tells you that this is not a guild that your heroes can join, but at the same time, it tells you kind of like if you're interested in making an evil campaign of sorts, then this is what it would be like, and this is what the group would be like. And it's very interesting. It has information about how you become a member of the chair. There are 7 chairs.
So Novus Ordo Mundi is supposed to be, it's given in the core rulebook as well, mentioned there. It's supposed to be the ultimate villain secret society. And so it's supposed to be mysterious and not known by anybody, especially to heroes. It's working behind the scenes on some agenda. And in this book, we get added in the rules of the society and the ranks: chair, as you mentioned, chair, factor, and then agents and soldiers. And it also describes what they're trying to do in every nation. So in the core rulebook, it just says they're up to evil stuff, right? But in this book, it says here's exactly what they're trying to do in each nation that they're trying to accomplish, which are great story hooks to put into your campaign.
Every section has at the end about their NPCs, the people that run it usually or associated with it, and those are fantastic. Gives you everything you need to know, except for stats. But again, I don't think they're meant for you to fight them. They're hoping that the way I understand it, the way I'm seeing, at least with this book, is that it's mostly there to kind of to be there to help you. Play the game. NPCs are supposed to help you. Also, in the beginning, at the end, there's a short story, just to give you a kind of a flavor of what the game could be like with secret societies in it, as well as a great little section at the end, which is like a kind of like a personal one-to-one from the writers of the book to you, to tell you that, hey, these are just options. You don't have to follow everything that there is in this book, and you can play this the way you want to. You can adjust anything you want.
Yeah. So that last section of the book is definitely worth reading. It is, like you said, sort of a love letter from John Wick to his readers, explaining why he loves secret societies and that whole concept. Gives you some references for and inspirations for other reading to do. And I would highly recommend that people carefully read that section.
Agreed. In conclusion, I think this book is fantastic. It's almost like a blueprint of what campaigns do you want to set up, and it gives you kind of the ways of doing so, give you the tools you need to do so.
Yeah, this book is really fun to read. There are several in-world documents, in Theia world documents that are ciphered, waiting for you to decode them. They don't appear to be simple Rot 13 or Caesar ciphers, so they may require a key to decode, which is probably hidden somewhere in the book. The story writing is excellent, very immersive. It instantly pulls you into the world. The copy editing too, which was a complaint of mine from some other 7th C second edition books, the copy editing is superior. Maybe that's due to Chaosium's resources being available. It provides a lot of plot potential just by looking at the artwork. I don't feel like I need to buy adventures or work so hard on coming up with ideas, because this is just filling your head with all kinds of wonderful inspirations. The art in this book is really good. Several artists contributed to it, and almost every single art scene is an excellent inspiration for an adventure or for a notable character. And the members of each society, which are given at the end of each society, each have their own caricatures drawn for them, and they're very humorous. They're sort of cartoony style, black and white, but they have a lot of emotion and a lot of mood about them. They're really just pleasant to look at. In addition to the ciphers in this book, there are also some other secrets hidden in this book that the reader has to uncover. Some of them will reveal useful information for your game, but I don't want to spoil it.
So yeah, there you have it. This book we highly recommend if you love 7th C. Yeah, I just want to say that I really like this book. It gives you options so that if I remember when I first heard of 7th C, I thought it was just a pirate RPG. But now after looking closely more at the core rule book, and then looking especially at the Secret Society, that you could create almost any trope from that period and just go that way.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I came to 7th C because I was looking for a system to run a Merchant Princes of Venice sort of style campaign / Three Musketeers-ish. That's how I ran into it, and totally not from the pirate side at all.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Let us know what you think of the book in the comments below. And again, be safe out there. Have a good day.